Try to relax, keep your feet on the ground. After the exhilaration wears off, of course, keep your feet on the ground and just try to enjoy life.
We all fantasize about that one lottery ticket, the golden escape from bills to Bentleys, from ramen noodles to private chefs. It's the shortcut to the American dream, wrapped in 6 lucky numbers. But what if that dream becomes a nightmare? What really happens when the jackpot glow fades and reality hits? Today, we uncover the dark side of sudden fortune, the hidden stories of winners whose lives spiraled after striking it rich.
Champagne wishes and caviar dreams. We don't want that.
Right. And then
I won the lottery. When you see the massive prize money offered by lotteries, it's easy to see why so many people are drawn to play. In the United States, 2 of the biggest lotteries are Powerball and Mega Millions, each boasting jackpots worth over $500 million. It's a staggering amount that captures the imagination of millions, despite the slim odds of winning. But as they say, nothing worth having comes easy. The reality is, the chances of hitting the jackpot are incredibly low, yet the allure of the prize money is enough to tempt even the most skeptical players. Many find themselves fantasizing about the extravagant lifestyle they could lead with such a windfall. Luxurious beach houses, sleek new cars, or extravagant vacations. The prospect of going from rags to riches overnight is undeniably appealing. One remarkable example of the life-changing impact of winning the lottery is Edwin Castro, a resident of California.
Castro took the cash payment. That adds up to $998 million, about $2 million shy of $1 billion.
His story is the epitome of the American dream. He went from ordinary citizen to overnight multi-millionaire when he clinched the largest lottery jackpot ever recorded, a staggering $2.04 billion. With such a monumental win, Castro faced the enviable decision of how to claim his prize. Opting for the lump sum payout, he found himself with a jaw-dropping $628.5 million after deductions. Castro wasted no time in embracing his newfound wealth. He quickly set about fulfilling his dreams, purchasing not 1, but 3 homes across California. His garage became a showroom for several vintage cars, including 2 luxurious Porsches. Among his most notable purchases was a breathtaking $25.5 million estate nestled in the Hollywood Hills, a true symbol of his newfound prosperity. This 13,500 square foot mansion has numerous amenities such as 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a game room, a wine cellar, movie theater, bar, spa, fitness studio, you name it, it's got it. A home worthy of a man close to the $1 billion mark. Castro's other real estate investments include a $4 million home in his hometown of Altadena. The home is designed in a Japanese style and comes with a pool, movie theater, 5 bedrooms, and 4 bathrooms. The lottery win had also given him the chance to build a car collection suiting his taste. The man had a collection of vintage cars, including 2 Porsches and 3 Volkswagens. You can see Castro went from the average man to the very top in just a matter of seconds. But taking your lottery prize isn't similar to winning a bet and withdrawing your money. When you win the lottery in the United States, there's a process that follows confirming the legitimacy of the winning ticket with the lottery authority. The primary decision to be made is how you'd like to receive the jackpot, either as a single lump sum or an annual payment distributed over several years.
almost all the time, the lump sum is better. If you're going to be able to invest that wisely, conservatively, it'll grow much quicker if you have it in your hands.
For the major U.S. lotteries, the annual payments usually occur over a 29-year period. However, some state lotteries do offer more flexible payment plans. Also, the option to claim the prize anonymously varies by state, as some states require the winner's details to be published, which can have significant implications. After choosing the payment method, you receive either the lump sum or your first annual installment, and your interaction with the lottery authority generally ends there. While this may initially seem straightforward, there are complexities associated with suddenly becoming a multimillionaire. First, lottery winnings are taxable income, meaning you must pay a significant portion of your prize to the government. If you take the lump sum, you'll likely be placed in the top tax bracket of 37%, and lottery agencies will withhold 24% of your winnings over $5,000. For instance, winning a $930 million jackpot and taking the lump sum would mean a 24% withholding of about $232.2 million, and an additional amount due of around $111.9 million at the 37% tax rate, leaving you with about $585.9 million. Many lottery winners fail to account for taxes appropriately, leading to financial hardship down the road. The most effective way to handle these issues is to consult with financial and legal advisors who can provide expert guidance. It's recommended to seek advice even before claiming the money to ensure everything is set up correctly from the outset. Let's talk about how winning the lottery is handled in the United Kingdom, which is quite different from how it works in the States.
So if you were to match all 6 numbers tonight, what you would have to do is you would have to dial into our lottery lines, and you would be advised that you would be contacted within 24 hours to go through the process with a winner's advisor.
The process is
Over there, Camelot, the company behind the National Lottery, provides winners with a team of advisors. These advisors are like your personal guides through the whole process, from setting up meetings to handling your winnings. And get this, winners can keep it all on the down low if they want. They can claim their prize without anyone knowing, and the advisors can even stash the cash in a secret account. Not bad, right? But across the pond, things are a bit different. In the States, the level of privacy for lottery winners varies from state to state. Some states make winners' names public knowledge, which can attract all sorts of unwanted attention, from scammers to distant acquaintances looking for a handout. But others offer more anonymity, like in California, where they have to spill the beans about the winner's name and where they bought the ticket. On the flip side, in Missouri, winners can keep their names under wraps unless they say otherwise. Now, if staying low-key is your thing, you can tweak some details, like your address and phone number, before claiming your prize. But let's be real, winning the lottery is like hitting the jackpot of life, right? It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and make some not-so-smart choices. But here's the deal, dropping your old job might seem like a no-brainer, but you gotta have a plan for that big pile of cash. Think of it as a transition phase, out with the old, in with the new. You can't just flip the script overnight. See, there are stories of a lot of folks who strike it rich and end up blowing through their dough faster than you can say jackpot. Why? Because winning money feels different from earning it. It's like getting a free pass to spend. But if you're not careful, you could end up flat broke. So the key is to have a plan, take it slow, and make those dollars count. Tragic ends. Well, some of these stories may seem too terrible to be true, but that's the reality of cashing in big. Sometimes it's not all rainbows and sunshine. The case of Justin Ryder is probably one of the wildest till date. Justin Ryder won a $600,000 lottery prize, which might not be as huge as some, but it was enough for him to chase his wildest dream. Inspired by the movie Austin Powers' Gold Member, Justin got the idea to paint himself gold. Yeah, you heard that right. Dude gets gold paint and decides to dip his, well, you know where. He actually dipped his privates and butt in gold paint. But soon he felt something was wrong and decided to buy more expensive gold paint without washing off the first layer. This was a big mistake. The first paint he used turned out to be lead-based, and it seeped into his body, causing lead poisoning that led to his death. But this is just one scenario, and definitely not the only with a tragic lottery story. We'll take a look at some other cases so you can understand how dark winning the lottery can sometimes get. Let's talk about John McGinnis. Back in 1997, John was just a hospital porter when he hit the jackpot, a whopping £16.4 million from the UK National Lottery. Now, John was a generous guy and treated himself to some nice stuff, but he was careful not to go overboard. His big passion was football, so he splurged on buying a whole team for £4.9 million. It sounds cool, right? Well, not exactly. Turns out buying the team also meant taking on their debts too. And within 12 years, John had lost it all. The debts had eaten up all of John's lottery winnings and his personal savings. Everything. Talk about a major financial flop. It turns out not having a financial plan was a costly mistake. If only he'd gotten some professional financial advice sooner, things might have turned out differently. But hey, hindsight's 20/20, right? Then there's Marie Holmes, a single mom working 3 jobs to support her family. However, in 2015, her luck changed when she won $188 million in the North Carolina Powerball. This was her share of a larger $564 million jackpot that was split between 3 winners. But it didn't take long before the troubles began. Her own family accused her of stealing the winning ticket, saying it was her mom who had picked the numbers. Luckily, her mom wanted Marie to have the ticket. After that, Marie faced more challenges. She donated to her church, but the priest sued her for not giving as much as she had initially promised. She also overspent her money and ended up bailing out her boyfriend, a heroin dealer, multiple times. The bail money added up to around $21 million. Despite her efforts to help her boyfriend, he still ended up with a prison sentence. Funnily, he later sued her from prison after she sold some expensive gifts she had bought him. Now Marie is almost broke, and it's crazy just how much people around you want to see you fall when you win the lottery. Of all the cases, Denise Rossi probably deserved her downfall. She won a total of $1.3 million in the lottery. Instead of sharing the good news with her husband at 25 years, she kept the win a secret and decided to ask for a divorce. However, during the divorce process, it came out that she had hidden the lottery win from her husband, Thomas. Legally, her actions were seen as fraud because she didn't disclose the windfall. In the end, Denise was ordered to give her entire winnings to her ex-husband as a result. The reasons behind keeping your lottery win private is undeniable, but hiding it from your partner is wrong, and her greed cost her everything this time. And the final case is that of John Roberts. John was struggling financially before his lottery win. To put things into perspective, he was living in government housing in Scotland because he couldn't afford rent. Winning over $5 million changed his life drastically, but he didn't know how to manage his newfound wealth. He started buying luxury items he'd always wanted, but his real trouble came when 2 friends approached him with a business opportunity. John was excited about the idea of working with his friends, but they weren't as trustworthy as he thought. They misled him about the investment and took off with the money. Just 3 years after winning the lottery, John was left with nothing and ended up living in a mobile home. So you can see there's a whole lot of problems that come after winning the lottery. From family, scammers, or anything, really. But there is a silver lining to this cloud. There's actually a way to avoid all the drama. It's all about following a step-by-step process when you strike it rich with a lottery win. What to do after winning the lottery? The first thing you want to do is secure your ticket. Get that ticket locked down. It's important to protect your winning lottery ticket before anything else. Otherwise, you could end up in a tough spot if you lose it and can't prove you own it. Make both physical and digital copies of the ticket and stash them in different spots, just to be safe. Now, I know you're probably itching to quit your job and shout your win from the rooftops, but hold your horses. It's not the time to make big moves just yet. The time between discovering you've won and claiming your prize isn't the best moment to make big decisions. Keep your win on the down low. Share the news only with your nearest and dearest. Trust me, you don't want any shady characters sniffing around. And here's a biggie. If your state allows it, stay anonymous. Sometimes your win is big enough to attract media interest, so it's important to lay low for some time. Once word gets out that you're rolling in cash, everyone and their grandma will come knocking for a handout. Some states let you keep your privacy by setting up a trust or LLC. Don't rush. You've got time to claim your prize, usually between 180 days and a year. So take a breather, understand your state's rules, and plan your next move carefully. It's natural to be stoked about winning, but play it cool and think ahead. You can also use the waiting period to seek counsel from a tax expert. If you opt for the lump sum, you'll pay taxes on the whole amount right away. With an annuity, you'll only be taxed as you receive each payment. The annuity might help if you struggle with budgeting since it spreads out the payments. However, think about the drawbacks too. Compare the annuity's interest rate with what you could earn by taking the lump sum, paying the taxes, and investing the remainder. You could also look at estate planning. If you choose an annuity and pass away before all the payments are made, your family may face estate taxes without enough funds to cover them. People often take out life insurance policies to cover this risk. When you claim your prize, you've got 60 days to weigh the pros and cons of each option. Consult with experts to help you decide what suits you best. If you don't trust the first professional's advice, get a second opinion. Even if you pay for the extra guidance, it could save you money in the long run. This might seem a little bit extra, but you could change your address and consider going unlisted for extra security and peace of mind. Once you claim your lottery prize, you might get approached by people you haven't heard from in years. You might also hear from financial advisors and lawyers. Lowering your profile can help manage this influx of people. Start by changing phone numbers linked to you and your family to new unlisted ones. Even though your old numbers will still appear online, they'll no longer be active. Fully hiding your address can be tricky, but using a P.O. box as your mailing address can make it harder for people to find you in online searches. You can think about deactivating your social media accounts and updating your email address to keep your personal information private. With your newfound wealth, you should also consider protecting your assets. You want to avoid losing your money to creditors, unhappy exes, or people who might sue you. People might target you for lawsuits if they think you have deep pockets, so it's important to set up barriers that make it hard for them to get your money and property. Asset protection strategies can include using state law exemptions, trust and family limited partnerships, or limited liability companies to create different layers of protection. You might be able to use a mix of these methods, either alone or together, to safeguard your wealth. This is also a good time to review your estate plan. As of 2016, each person can transfer up to $5.45 million tax-free, either while they're alive, after they pass away, or a combination of both. So if you're looking to share some of your newfound wealth with friends and family, now might be a good time to do so. Before you start investing, take care of any outstanding debts you have. Paying off debts is a wise move because it gives you a guaranteed return equal to the interest rate you're paying. Whether it's a credit card balance or a mortgage, eliminating debt means you won't owe that money anymore. Investing, on the other hand, carries risks. You can't be sure whether your investment will grow or shrink. Imagine investing a huge sum in a project and it goes downhill. You'll be left with your debt and no returns from your investment. But once you've cleared your debt, or maybe you never had any debts in the first place, it's time for investing. To make your lottery winnings last and grow, invest wisely. Financial experts recommend placing your money in safe, short-term investments for the first 6 months and leaving it untouched. After that, work with your advisors to create an investment portfolio that balances stocks and bonds. Avoid investing in anything that you don't understand or that sounds too good to be true. It's also a good idea to hold off on major changes in the first 6 months, such as quitting your job, buying a home abroad, or splurging on luxury cars and expensive handbags. Give yourself a budget for small treats to enjoy your wealth, but save the big purchases for later. Even if you suddenly have more money than ever before, stick to a budget to help you maintain control and avoid overspending. Really, winning the lottery can either be the best thing that's happened to you or the worst. It's up to you to swing it in your favor as much as you can, and the only way is through careful planning. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content.